I spent $65K on courses, masterminds, and marketing gurus. So the question really is, was that all a complete waste of time and money? Or did I successfully become a millionaire, passively making thousands of dollars every day and driving up the Hollywood Hills with my Lamborghini?
Knowledge.
Well, let me tell you all about it. Hey guys, my name is Lloyd, and in 2019, I actually began my own online business because I was just sick of my 9-to-5 job, I was sick of having a boss, and I was sick of the harsh Canadian winters.
I hate winter.
But the truth is, back in 2019 when I started, I knew pretty much nothing about entrepreneurship. I was actually in a sales job for the previous 6 years, so I understood sales, but in terms of marketing or accounting or building products, I just really didn't have that skill set. And just like you, I did see a lot of these like marketing courses and entrepreneurship courses online, but growing up in an Asian conservative family where my parents were like, never buy anything, I was just super skeptical. That being said, 3 months passed in my entrepreneurship journey and I had only managed to close a handful of deals. And that's when I just decided, you know what, I think I need a little bit of help. So I bought this 7.5K course online, which is all about building sales processes and marketing funnels and creating an online offer. And then 6 months after that, I bought another 7.5K course from a different guru. And then a year after that, I actually even bought a $30,000 mastermind. And the truth is, that's just scratching the surface. I've purchased other coaching programs and online courses to try to learn a bit more about different areas of entrepreneurship. So I actually want to answer a couple of often asked questions. First, do courses actually work or are they just a scam? Second, who should even buy a course or an online coaching program and who shouldn't? Third, how do you actually get the most out of a course if you did buy one? And finally, why is Lloyd such an idiot for having spent over $65,000 on a bunch of online coaching programs and courses? I don't know. I think I have issues.
You got some issues.
But the others, I'm gonna get to that right now. So before we begin, please drop a comment below. Have you actually bought an online course or joined an online coaching program? If so, please just share your experience below. I'm really curious to hear what your perspective is. Now, with that being said, let's get straight into it. So the first big question that everyone has in mind, are courses and online coaching programs big scams? Well, the truth is, it depends. I definitely think that there are a lot of programs online that are scams. But here's my controversial opinion, right? The quality of a course is at the end of the day based on someone's content. With certain influencers online, such as Tai Lopez or Andrew Tate, I know from firsthand experience having bought some of their programs or having friends who've bought their programs, I know that those particular influencers spend a lot more time marketing their programs and actually creating really, really valuable content. Tai Lopez, for example, like as soon as there's a hot new trend that'll come around, he'll spin up a course about it even if he's not really an expert. For example, when crypto was becoming really, really big, he made a course on how to make money using crypto.
Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, blockchain will take down the Federal Reserve, US dollars, pounds, euros.
But he didn't even really make money using crypto. He just knew that it was a hot trend and he jumped on it really, really fast. The program in and of itself was not filled with quality information and the clients did not succeed. So this to me is charlatan level behavior. Same thing with Andrew Tate. He obviously is an amazing marketer and he's become one of the most Googled people on the planet. That being said, if you actually buy into Hustlers University, you'll know that he's not actually even in most of the content. He's subcontracted out the vast majority of the learning content to other people who themselves are probably not even that expert at their respective roles, right? As well, the content with Andrew Tate goes a mile wide, but only an inch deep, right? He tries to talk about affiliate marketing, content marketing, drop shipping, crypto, but all of these different things, he's only going like a little bit into. And the reality is, if you want to try to make money online, you really have to find a single niche or a single type of business model and go super, super deep. On the flip side, there are some coaches that go super, super deep into individual aspects of building the business. They're not trying to teach you 100,000 different things. And the few things that they're trying to teach you, they actually do a very good job at. And to me, those are the types of courses and coaching programs that you want to find yourself in. Now, the one way that you actually can distinguish whether or not a course or a coaching program is good is, first of all, look at their marketing. Is their marketing mostly just selling the dream and hyping up the lifestyle that you're going to live? Are they constantly talking about Lamborghinis and models and having beach villas? If you are seeing that the majority of the marketing is mostly just hyping this up,
Huh? Oh, come on! You gotta admit this is cool!
most of the time, they're probably just charlatans and selling mediocre programs. On the flip side, when you actually see online programs that are marketing themselves based on tactics and strategies and techniques, and they actually show you screen shares and give you the behind the scenes of how they were able to actually build a business, that is what I think you can look at as being a good indicator of real value. Because if their free content is all about actually giving you free value upfront, stuff that's so beneficial that you can actually take their free content and be able to use it within your business and already see some success, then realistically, their paid content's gonna be that much better, right? So that's what I would be looking out for. Think about their marketing as being a really good indicator of future value. Another thing is guarantees, because if a program says, hey, I guarantee that you're gonna get results, and if you don't, I'll just give you your money back, that shows that they're really confident in their offer, and usually they're not gonna be willing to make that claim unless they can actually deliver on the promise, because otherwise they won't be making any money. And for you, even if you do fail, then at least your downside is protected. So those are the programs that I would say have a higher likelihood of success. And by the way, guys, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And I know that a lot of this content is certainly going to be valuable for you if you're trying to build an online business. All right, so the next thing that I'm looking for in a great online course or coaching program is accountability and feedback. The reality is, a course by itself rarely works because people are typically just not going to finish it. In fact, I would say 95% of courses out there have like a 95% non-completion rate. And part of the reason is because if you have a course which has 20 to 40 hours of content, not all the content is going to be super relevant. So people are going to consume, and then hours will go by of them being bored by irrelevant stuff, and then they just won't ever finish it. And then another reason why is because people just have a hard time holding themselves accountable to these long-term goals, right? Even think about going to the gym. The vast majority of people at New Year's, they say they'll go to the gym and they'll do it for 3 weeks and then they just flame out. And that's why having accountability and personalized feedback is so important. And even when you feel lazy or when you don't want to do it, having that person that's in your corner telling you, hey, remember the goal. You got to just execute every single day. Having that allows you to consistently push past even what you perceive to be your limits. And that's really, really, really important when it comes to these online businesses because it's a marathon, it's not a race. Whatever you've been promised in terms of making money online quick is a lie. It does take a lot of time and a lot of energy. Unfortunately, most courses don't have these things, right? Most courses do not have any one-on-one coaching. And then most courses also either have not nearly enough information so you can't solve the problems that you need, or they stuff way too much information in and you just have a hard time understanding what things to focus on, and it's just paralysis by analysis, which does not help. Now, the next elements that I'm gonna talk about which dictate your success is not as much about the course or the coaching program itself, as much as it is about you. How good of a student are you? Because the reality is, if you go to French or math class in school, there's always gonna be a bell curve, right? At the top end, there's gonna be 10% of kids that are gonna get 90s and they become fluent in French and amazing in math, and there's gonna be 10% of kids that fail the class. And then most people are kind of in the middle. But it's not as though the teacher's different. It's not as though the curriculum is different. The reality is, just like in school, there will be people who will work harder than others. And in the same way, there's gonna be kids who are just more naturally talented and pick it up faster than the others. But what you can control is your ability to work hard and to maintain a certain level of discipline. Are you willing to invest the time and the energy and the grind? Do you have the discipline to push through even when you don't want to? And are you willing to just apply? Because a lot of people, they'll just watch the course, they'll consume all the videos, but then they won't actually apply the things that they've learned into the real world. And the reality is, I can learn more by doing something for 1 hour than you can learn by watching 50 hours worth of videos about that thing. As well, the reality is you need to make sure that you're buying the correct course for your goals. Because just because one person gets a lot of value out of one course doesn't mean that you're gonna get a lot of value out of that same course. You really gotta think about what are the areas that you are lacking in skill set wise, and then buying courses that fit to your gap is what is critical. So it requires a little bit of self-awareness and self-reflection, right? When I bought my first program, I knew that sales was not really my weak point. My weak point was marketing. It was building funnels. It was learning how to even build a product to sell in the first place. And that's why I joined a program which was primarily about those things. For you, maybe your background is in engineering or in marketing, but if you don't know how to sell on the phone, if you lack confidence, then you should obviously be buying a course about that. So do you have the self-awareness to understand where you lack the skills? And then understanding where to go to find the right courses to fix that skill is really where you can start seeing some gains. And one more thing that I'll add to this is that when it comes to entrepreneurship, the only way that you're gonna be able to succeed is if you learn multiple skills. And that includes sales and marketing and product development and even a little bit of finance. So if you were to buy one course that teaches one thing, even if it was to teach you that thing super well, the reality is you still probably are missing a lot of additional skills that you need in order to become a successful all-around entrepreneur. So you don't want to be blaming a course for having failed you because your business isn't working out, because that course might have only taught you one skill that you need amongst many, many, many skills. So becoming an entrepreneur might be a lifelong pursuit. You might need to actually buy multiple courses or join multiple coaching programs, or you might just need to fail enough doing things on your own until you learn all those skills on your own in order to have what you need to actually build a successful online company. So let's say you actually do join a course or an online coaching program. How do you really get the most out of it? Well, the obvious is that you apply, you work hard, you spend the hours, and you take the risks in order to actually build the business that you're wanting to build. But I would actually say that just as valuable as the content is the networking opportunities. And this is why I think it's really, really important that you only ever buy programs or join curriculums that provide you some sort of group coaching or networking opportunity. Because when you can meet other people that are going through the exact same journey that you are, whether it be on group coaching calls or there's some sort of Facebook group community, those are the people that you can start to build relationships with. And they'll actually help you with accountability. They'll inspire you when you're struggling. You can teach them and they can teach you back in terms of strategies that are working. And having that network is so massive in terms of your overall success. I swear to God, for me, I would have burnt out and I would have given up in the first 3 months if I didn't have a bunch of peers and friends that I could talk to and be like, hey, I just need help, whether it be emotional support or strategic assistance. And it's so much more efficient to just join one of these programs and have these peers than asking a bunch of people who are already successful for mentorship, because frankly, they're busy. And why would they just give their time and attention to you when they don't really get any value out of it? So in conclusion, are some of these gurus online super scammy? Yes, definitely. And you don't want to believe what everyone says online in an Instagram ad. That being said, your effort is ultimately what dictates a lot of your results, as well as your intelligence in understanding what courses to buy and how to make sure that you're plugging the correct skill gaps that you need to plug for you to move to the next level as an entrepreneur. I mean, my results at the end of these 3 years have been pretty great, right? I scaled my business to over 60K per month in profit. I've been able to build a team of 8 people, and I'm able to provide them a full-time salary, which is amazing. And most importantly, I've helped over 130 plus clients around the world, dozens of which have been able to scale to 50K per month or more in revenue for their own businesses, right? So overall, would I have gotten here without having joined a lot of these programs? Absolutely not. So the question for you that you need to ask yourself is, am I the person who will commit? And am I self-aware enough to join the correct programs that'll ultimately move the needle for me? So I can't answer that question for you. Courses can be great. Coaching programs can be great, but it's not always going to be the case. It really is dependent on you. All right. With that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And here are a couple other videos that you might find super helpful in your journey. And I will see you next time. Cheers.